Hello everybody, this is Alex from Hardcorian Guides, bringing my guide for God of War Ghost of Sparta on God difficulty. Today we are doing part 11 entitled Thanatos. That's right, we're going with the big bad himself of the game. This is going to be the finale. No more parts after this, and no more God of War. Just kidding, I still have Ascension left. But other than that, let's focus on what we have to do now and get there. I think in terms of the incredibly hard fights, I think they're all relatively done and finished. There is another Wraith section that has Cyclops and Wraith fighting at the same time, but it's not as hard, in my opinion, as like the two big giant electric Atlantean guys with the balls, and also the Wraiths and the birds. Sorry, I don't. Yeah, it's just something about, like, that fight. I don't know. It's just... God damn, what the sorry. My body's going ape shit over here on me. Yeah, it's just making a bunch of noise. Hopefully nobody has to hear all that. I apologize again, but it does it like every goddamn video. Like, I'm doing commentary, and my entire body just goes to complete shit when I'm trying to do something. It's really annoying. But anyway, so we're just gonna fucking ball it, you know? We're just gonna fucking ball this damn thing, because what better way to just get it over with than just to do it, right? So this area, I think, again, from what I've heard, you can technically stand above a Cyclops spawn and stop them from spawning in if you know where they happen to be at. However, it's just two armored Cyclopses. I'm not that scared of them. We fought them like a million times. They're Cyclopses. They're nothing. They're usually pretty dog shit. If this was God of War 1 with the ball and chain ones, with the spike ball ones, like, you know, especially from God of War 3, I would probably wager that they would have an easier time fighting us. They would probably be a lot better at, well, being aggressive and doing anything for the most part. However, Cyclopses and Ghost of Sparta and even Chains of Olympus are just kind of just nothing. They're big, giant nothing burgers for the most part. So now you could argue, well, that's just you, man. Like, you've gotten so good at fighting these guys. Like, of course you would think they're easy. Like, you think they're piss easy even in the beginning of the game. Like, I might struggle with them. I might need some advice. Well, I mean, the only advice I can really realistically give is just you're gonna have to dodge. Like, just wait for them to attack, and then dodge roll. You're just gonna have to learn their pattern of attack and dodge roll every time you get a chance. That's how I learned it. So I'm not trying to shit on anybody. I'm just saying, like, if you actively struggle with them, I mean, that's the way that I do it. I just dodge, and then just try to do explosive core stuff on them. You can't really parry them anyway, so it's not like I can do that. Now, you can, fortunately, use the parry on these guys that spawn in. So if you want to use them as parry material, you could do that. However, going for chain grabs is just kind of the thing that I went for doing. So it's really up to you. And if the Cyclopses really get that bad, once you break up their armor, just jump and do the Arms of Sparta throwing spear trick, and that should, in theory, help you, you know, keep some distance from them, and not only that, but just do a good amount of damage, especially if you have it leveled up to like level 3 like I do. So, there's that. And again, if you want to use these guys as parry material with the explosive core combination, then that can work too. This attack right here, it's a lot longer than you probably think it is. So that's one thing I can kind of give a fair warning to, is watch out for that chain, or not that. Watch out for that combo that the Cyclops can do. It's only effectively these Cyclopses that can do it, because there's actually two different Cyclopses in the game. There's the God of War 3 like Cyclopses, where they have a circle prompt after every, like, so often. Or actually, that was God of War 2, right? Or did God of War 1? Fuck, I'm starting to mix them up again now. God damn it. Anyway, so when it comes down to it, those guys, they have like that circle prompt that'll come up like every so often after a certain amount of health. And those guys don't have, as far as I know, they don't have all the, you know, stuff for it. I don't know why I was matching square there. I don't know what I was thinking. Or why I was thinking that would just skip game. I don't know. So, yeah, it beats the hell out of me. Alright, any more super difficult things? We had that really long-ass fire pit part. I know that. That's going to be annoying. Not really hard, but just really aggravating to deal with. There's a part where there's like Thanatos' head in a door, and he's just shooting fire at you, and have to move this bridge. But you got to move it just over enough, and that's really irritating, and I hate it, and I don't like doing it, so... Yeah, there's that. But, you know, we'll get there, of course, when we get to that part. But first, we need to do some exploration, grab some chests, grab what we need to grab, and get the hell out. So, yeah. For those that might be wondering, like, where my upgrades are at this point, I have, I think, yeah, max level blades. Because I'm a blade guy. I've always been, you know, a guy that likes to use the blades. I have max blades. I have level 3 Arms of Sparta. I have level, I think I want to say max level Ball of Air, or Scourge of Airness. I think is max level, or at least level 2. It's one of them. I don't really remember. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's... I definitely upgraded it, and that's like the only magic I even focused on upgrading anyway. It's kind of like the Efreet from Chains of Olympus, where that's like my preferred magic to use for this game. I don't know, maybe there's better magic, I don't know. At this point in time, like, I'm just going through the game, I'm going through the motions. I'm just doing what I can. Also, this area reminds me of Jak and Daxter 1. Particularly Gull and Maya's temple. When you're doing those platforming sections. I mean, the whole game's a platformer, I know, but there's these sections where you have to, like, platform to get the sages out or whatever, and that's what it reminds me of. Honestly, it would be fun to do, like, a Jak and Daxter type guide on this channel, but the only Jak game I can relatively realistically do would just be Jak 2 with Hero Mode and Jak 3, because those actually have difficulty levels. If I were to ever do Jak 1, it just has to be, like, a no-hit run, and that's... It just seems kind of... not really something that needs to be done. I mean, it can be done, but it seems like such a weird thing to do a run of, you know? It just seems kind of silly. Not gonna lie. So, I don't know. It would be fun to do Jak, but I don't know. 2 would be the one that would make the most sense. As for Ratchet and Clank, I've always thought about Ratchet and Clank before, because I know Crack in Time actually has a difficulty selection. It took them God knows how long to do it, but they actually have a difficulty slider in Crack in Time. Yeah. So. By the way, I'm pretty sure you can jump toward and grab the ledge without having any problems. Also, God of War 1 vibes, big time right here. See, now I'm talking about Jak and Ratchet, and now it's like I want to do a marathon of those again. Fuck me, man. Like, those are always fun games. I like those games a lot. But yeah, anyway, back to Ratchet. I kind of wanted... I've always thought about doing like, oh, what if I do challenge mode? But it's like, well, challenge mode is just the fucking same thing as normal mode, but now you can level up your weapons again. I mean, it just never felt like anything that would be too difficult anyway. Oh, speaking of things, this area right here in particular always reminds me specifically of DMC Devil May Cry. So the reboot, which I do like the game, by the way, guys. I mean, yeah, I know the story and Dante sucks, but I actually unironically like the gameplay of it. And that was always one I always wanted to do a guide of. It'd just be like Dante Must Die. You know, we got Hell and Hell, we got Heaven and Hell mode. We got all those we can do. DMC would be fun to do in the future, but DMC 4 would probably be the one I probably would do along with the reboot one, because I'm really bad at one. Well, I haven't really tried 2 yet, but 1 would be a lot of fun to learn and do, but I need the time to do it. So, that's the problem. And anyway, yeah, this room is just, it's not really much of anything too troublesome. You just kind of have to use the Theros Bane on the cogs. And if you really wanted to, you could just, you know, delete the Argonauts first if they get in your way. But you really don't need to. You could just use Theros Bane to just kind of get yourself through this without really too much trouble. So, I would suggest just focus on hitting the cogs and, you know, using the parry to your advantage to just break the cogs faster. It's one of those things that, like, why not just get it over with? You know, get it done and over with, and not have much to really technically worry about. So, that room's done. Quite a fun room. I kind of wish we had more rooms like that. Honestly, I wish we had more fun, not really specifically puzzle rooms, but which that's the thing with Ghost of Sparta is they really lack a lot of puzzle like stuff, don't they? I've come to notice. I mean, I think Chains of Olympus probably has way more... It has, like, way more puzzle rooms than this game ever did, which is baffling to think about. Ghost of Sparta, for what it's worth, is really just an arena fighter for the most part. Well, not an arena fighter, it's an arena hack and slash game. Think like arena shooter, but, you know, now in hack and slash form. Which, by the way, talking about arena fighters, a lot of people don't think that arena fighters are fighting games, but I do. I even think Smash is a fighting game. I will die on that hill if I have to. I do highly believe that Smash is a fighting game. It doesn't matter, you know, at what it is. But you could also argue, like, well, wouldn't Mario Party be as well? Because that's a competitive versus game too, but not really in the same vein. I don't know. For me, a fighting game is like when you're fighting somebody, like you're trying to actively beat them up. But then again, there's games which actually has a fighting game mode in it. All right, yeah, real quick. This is the STI Bill way of doing. This is one after I learned about the Arms of Sparta trick. So here you go. This is why having max level or even level 2, 3 or whatever, you know, Arms of Sparta works wonders against the race. This is what I would just highly suggest you do. Because the game's trying to fuck you with the Cyclops and the Armored Cyclops here, and we obviously are going to have a lot of trouble having to deal with that shit, because you'd have to use Thera's Bane and Explosive Course to break it, that's the trick, right? That's what they want you to get tricked by. So, this is a classic, you know, hack and slash game dev room, where they just try to fuck you with something, to give you a bit of challenge, which is nice, you know, not that it's bad, but luckily there's a way out, so you don't have to participate in their bullshit. Because all you gotta do is just this. So again, you know, shouts to them for making that you know, difficulty run through, and teaching me like some new things I didn't know about, which will make my games in the future a lot easier to deal with when I have to eventually probably come back and do this. Because knowing my ass, I'll probably do a marathon of these again in the future. Marathon by talking about like my main channel. It would be cool. I've thought about it, but I need like a good point in time to want to do it, you know? There has to be a point in time where I'm like, yeah, I really want to do that, because then I have to go back through God of War 1 and 2. And God of War 2 on Titan is a pain in the ass. Honestly, out of all the God of Wars, I would argue it's probably the hardest one to do. But God of War 3 is definitely up there, though. God of War 3 has it. Oh, for sure. And then Ascension, I feel like Ascension is only as strong or difficult as it is, because I don't know exactly what I'm doing, you know? Which, after this, I do plan on doing God of War Ascension as, like, the last potential God of War we're going to do on the channel. Now, that's not to say that God of War 4 or 5 can't happen. I'm just saying that, you know, out of all the God of Wars, I'll feel satisfied and I'll feel like I'm complete when I get to that point. So, I don't want to make anybody upset, but I have no interest in doing God of War 4. Outside of, like, doing it for the sake of doing it. That's really about it. And kind of off topic, sort of, but I have considered doing Souls games. I just don't know what type of guide I would have done for them. I had this whole idea, this project idea, where I would make one character, most likely like a female lead or whatever, because that's just what I am. I'm not female. No, I like playing female characters. That's just the way I do it. Don't think too hard about it, okay? Now I'm making myself sound more sus, huh? Anyway, so I was thinking about making like an adventurer or some type of character that would go through each game, and I would kind of narrate the game or whatever, right? That was a project idea I've had for a long time, but that takes a lot of effort and a lot of work to do that, and I don't think I have the patience anymore nowadays to really do that. Now, technically speaking, I doubt he's watching it, but I would say like, oh, what if I get my friend to do it? What if I get my friend to edit and stuff? Because he always wanted to be an editor, right? Like that was something he wanted to do back then, was be an editor. Nah, you're asking the wrong guy at that point. You're asking the wrong person at that point, because that's not going to work out the way you think it is. Trust me. If you guys want stuff done reasonably, then look, You can call it a sneak diss all you want, but I'm not even trying to sneak. I'm just saying outright what the truth is. I do not feel like giving my friend the ability to edit my videos would be a good idea. Not because he's a bad editor or whatever, but because I know for a fucking fact that that stuff will not get done in any amount of time. It probably won't get done ever, to be fair. You know, it's one of those, like, if you're gonna do something, you might as well just do it yourself. You know, that's how I kind of roll nowadays. Is like, I'm just better off just fucking doing everything on my own, because I can't really trust anybody. Because, you know, I have my own thoughts about when things should be done or whatever. Like, I understand that some people might take longer to do things, of course, but this is one of those cases of he wouldn't do it wouldn't. Let's just leave it at that. It wouldn't get done in the proper amount of time as you think it would. You can call it a sneak diss all you want, but I'm just straight up telling you right now, like, that's the truth. So, just saying. Not that I hate him in particular. I'm just saying that that's how it is. Like, that's the same thing with my brother. Like, if I was to, God forbid, I have my brother do anything, you know, that would be another, because, like, he doesn't know how to edit anyway already. But even if he did, he's the same type where it's like he would just fucking get distracted with games or whatever and just not work on shit at all. They have no work mentality whatsoever, so it happens. You know, not everybody's gonna have the same ridiculous workaholic mentality that I tend to kind of have. So, and I guess you could say that's kind of a problem on my case, is I'm too much of a workaholic, I guess, to an extent. Real quick, just tidbit of advice here. You want to kind of go over the spot, because I don't trust this game. I don't trust it I don't trust it at all to make it to where the bridge connects properly or not. So that's why I kind of go over just a little bit more than I did. Just to make damn sure that it locks in place. So, yeah, this part's annoying. I should have fast-forwarded it, but I don't have a fast-forward tool right now. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think I do. Anyway, back on things. Speaking of random stuff, real quick, it's not going to happen. It was never confirmed to happen anyway, but my friend brought up that he was doing Black Myth Wukong. I don't think he even fucking is even doing it. I don't know. But he was supposed to be doing a Let's Play of Wukong, but I don't think he ever did. No. Because, like, maybe it's my fault. You know, I'm probably the one that caused that probably not to happen. But, the thing is, he wanted me to do narration he wanted me to narrate all the text logs of enemies and bosses or whatever. But according to him, there's like 1 million fucking bosses and 1 million fucking enemies, so it'd be too much work. I mean, I know, like, okay, to be fair, I usually like to tell people, like, no, you're wrong, I got it, you know, but he might have been right in that instance of saying that I might not want to do it, or I might, it's not that I'm not capable of doing it, but that'd be a lot of work, and with me, it's like, there's the potential chance that I'm just going to get bored of it or get tired of it, so that could happen. But then again, I'm also the same type of person that likes to finish what I can when I can. I like to finish things I start. But you also have to keep in mind, too, that I would have to do all this recording, commentary, narration stuff, and he would have to take pictures of the text or whatever and scroll down or video or whatever just to let me be able to read off a script and all that, so it'd be a lot more work than it really is worth. It would have been cool, but we decided inevitably that, we shouldn't do it. I guess you could say mutually decided to, but it was more so like he decided already off the bat that it's not a good idea. Or that it won't go as well as we hoped. Alright, so real quick into guide time. Deimos fight. Oh, I forgot to get a picture of this game. God damn it. So, Deimos fight. That's at the end. I'll talk about that later. Basically, you want to parry like the first 1 or 2 punch of that combo. You want to dodge roll that move right there. I don't think you can parry it. You can't block it, clearly enough. Whenever you hit him enough, he'll pop out some orbs. And that basically is going to register him into doing this combo attack thing, and that's what you kind of want to parry. You really just want to focus mostly on parrying this guy because, well, he's a pain in the ass. He's got a lot of these moves that are unfortunately unparryable and unblockable. By that I mean like one. It's like that dive move thing. But for the most part, yeah, if you get him in rage like that, he's going to do this gauntlet combo thing, and you can block it. I believe you can block the whole thing. This right here, I have no fucking clue in terms of advice. I don't know if there's any better way to deal with this shit than what I'm dealing with now. So, apologies, but just don't get grabbed. I guess that's one thing I can say, is just don't get grabbed. You know, try your best not to get grabbed on accident. If it happens, it happens. You can take a few hits. It's fine. It's not a big deal. You'll get health. Trust me, you'll be fine. This game's really lenient with shit like that. But once he grabs you like that and he throws you outside the wall, you get a free full health back, and there you go. Again, I cannot stress it enough, but just focus on parries. Don't try to do the arms of Sparta trick. It probably can work, but I don't know. For me, I was struggling, so I just gave up. And like, I'm trying to do all this fancy shit, and I just gave up and said, fuck it, whatever. We're just going to stick with parries. And like a complete fucking dumbass, Thanatos decides to just knock Deimos onto the cliff, leaving him hanging there and doing nothing about it. Although, to be fair, he's probably trying to trick me into coming up here, so that's probably what he's planning on doing. But if I were Thanatos, you know what I would do? I would stand near Deimos to make it look like I'm not trying to trick Kratos. Because Kratos is quite witty and quite smart. So if anybody knows how to do things, it's definitely Kratos. So, I mean, I'd be more worried about that. I would take him, I would consider him something to be kind of worried about. You know what I mean? By the way, I did skip that whole scene where you do the God of War 2 walk. It's pointless. I'm not going to bother doing it. You don't need to see it. Alright, so Thanatos fight itself. That right there, I believe it's unblockable, but it can be parried. I think that's slam move, I believe. For that, you just want to dodge roll out of the way. Basically, my best advice for Thanatos Phase 1 is just whenever you get a chance, hit down on the D-pad to do your, you know, Arms of Sparta Deimos thing. It doesn't matter who gets attacked here as long as you just have somebody, you know, doing it. Deimos getting attacked is better off because it takes less time for that to go through. It lasts a little less longer. And for the most part, Thanatos is actually just fucking stupid. Stupid easy for some odd-ass reason. I don't know what it is. And then every time you get into this event right here, it's always a down on D-pad quick time event, so it's not that big of a deal. Basically, yeah, I mean, it's going to be the same thing as everything else with the boss fight in this game. Is you kind of have to learn their tricks and patterns, and after that, just do for parries. This part right here, you want to use, you know, Thera's Bane to kind of destroy him. Parry those ball shock things back. Do a few attacks on the arm, and then when he goes for the ball shooting things, the death ball things, you want to parry those right back so you can just get him into this, and then he can go for a full on combo, potential combo. You know, let him scream, run back, do a parry. It's just rinse, lather, repeat. This, just dodge back to like the camera, to try to get as far away from that as you can. You could probably jump it, maybe, but I've never tried that yet. I'm not sure if that can even technically work. However, I just mostly just dodge back, and it looks like it works just fine. Yeah, even being you don't want to get too greedy with this fight. That's kind of the point. Getting too greedy is gonna make it inevitable that you're gonna get hit. So there you go. Alright, there you go. Checkpoint. Yeah, that actually checkpoints you, by the way. I'm not even kidding. You can tell, like, I died like a million fucking times. So I got like a whole bunch of health back from that, but there you go. So, once again, it's back to the regular Thanatos shit. Again, nothing too bad. I like to throw the spear every once in a while just to have something extra. I think it does a bit of damage. I'm not sure how much, but I'm hoping that it does a little bit. And again, doesn't matter who gets grabbed here. Kratos will do something different this time. That's how you know you're in phase 2, because he'll do the stab thing. And then, yeah, just watch out for that move. Don't try to block it or parry it. Just dodge it. If he flies up, just dodge. It's relatively well telegraphed. That first attack, you want to parry that first hit right there that he does for that combo thing, because that's the combo into slam, I believe. So you really want to just not mess with it, and just go for a parry. Or not try to, like, juke, whatever. You just want to parry the first hit, goddammit. That's what I'm trying to say. First or second hit, you just want to at least try to get a parry going. And pretty much, this is it. It's just routine. Same concept. You just keep hitting him over and over and over again until he dies. Arms of Sparta could probably work. Well, you don't have them anymore. That's right. Yeah, you can't use them. I was going to say they could work here, but you don't have it, so oof. Yeah, whenever he does that scream thing, that's when he's going to go transform into big giant monster thing again, and this is where you just want to go back to parry, you know, the ball shock thing, and then go for combos, triangle, 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 whatever you want to do. That right fist slam could just be jumped, and usually after a slam, he'll do a swipe attack with his left arm there, so that's something you want to be careful of too. And then again, just keep hitting him a few times, jump. He'll probably go for the smack. Yep, there it is. And then he'll probably go for a ball shock shoot thingy. Don't get too close because it's kind of a lot harder to parry it. I mean, if you're good at parrying it up close, then fine. I'm just saying that if you want to make your time a little bit easier, especially the timing of it too, then I would recommend that you just go back toward where the camera is and just do it from there. Alright, so this part, you can mess up like, I think, once and you're fine. So, I didn't realize there was a quick time event, so I kind of messed up. But you can just mash down on the D-pad the entire time, you'll just get it. So there you go, I got lucky. I could have died there, but I got lucky. And yeah, pretty much there you go. I mean, that's practically about it for the game. Oh, that's right, we get superhuman mode. Same concepts apply. I think you do take a little bit less damage in this rage mode, but I would still suggest just watching out just in case. Watching watching for those attacks and try not to get hit, just in the off chance that you don't want to accidentally fuck yourself over. You shouldn't take a lot of damage regardless, but it's better to be safe than sorry, because I just never know for sure. And now we have to have one of these goddamn God of War 3 walking sections that they keep liking to do to us. So, yeah. It's pretty much, at this point, all relatively just run up, press circle, and possibly quick time. But yeah, I would say there you go. I'm going to do something real quick while we have the chance. I apologize, you're going to hear some clicking in the background, but I need to look some stuff up here to make sure I know what I'm talking about. Because I like to, at the end of these, I like to give like a difficulty rating. So I gave God of War 3 a 4 out of 10 for difficulty. Now, you have to remember that there's games that it's all based on a median, right? It's all based on a median. So like Ninja Gaiden, I think, was like a 7 out of 10. Like, it's a really difficult fucking game. I should have given God of War 3 a little bit higher difficulty than that. Oh, shit. Hold on. Sorry, nothing's really going on. But I should have given it more higher difficulty than that, but still. Chains of Olympus got a 2 out of 10 because it's actually quite piss easy. I think the reason why I gave God of War 4, or God of War 3, I think I gave it a 4 out of 10 because it's hard, but not to the point where it's excruciatingly hard. Let me go find 2 real quick and see what I gave that one. 5 out of 10. I think God of War 2 is harder than 3. That's fair. Ninja Gaiden 2 I gave 7 out of 10. Okay, that makes sense. Resident Evil 4 better be like a fucking 2 or something. It is. Okay, good. I was gonna say, there's no way in hell Resident Evil 4 was like a fucking 10 out of 10 difficulty. No way. For this game, I would say it's about on par with Chains of Olympus in terms of difficulty, but a little harder. So I would give it the fairness and benefit of the doubt and say that this game has potentially a 3 out of 10 difficulty. But I don't know. I don't really think so. I don't feel like that's good for it. Because God of War 3 I gave a 4. And I gave God of War 2 a 5. Like, it... Okay. In all fairness, it is a harder game than Chains of Olympus. No doubt about it. However, you know, when you know about the Arms of Sparta trick or whatever, it definitely kind of makes the game a lot more easier, especially the fact that the Minotaurs could be... Yeah, I don't know. It's a fucking goddamn 2 out of 10. Who cares? I would give it merit and say, yeah, it's harder than Chains of Olympus. Yeah. but not to the point where it's like a 0.5 harder than Chains of Olympus. It's not really nearly as difficult. But in terms of all the God of Wars that are difficult, it's not even on par with 2. It's not on par with 3. And definitely not on par with Ascension. So those are like the 3 hardest, I would say. God of War 1 to an extent, but that's mostly until you get to the... Like, once you get to the Ares stuff, that's when it gets hard. And then before that, it's not really that bad. Other than that, yeah, that's the end of God of War Goes to Sparta. God difficulty. I finally did it. It took me a while. I know. It took me a long time to get to this point. I apologize for that, but things kind of happened between. I wanted to do other stuff, that sort of thing. Next up is Transformers Devastation, Wheeljack's campaign. After that, we should either find another game to do for a guide or do Ascension. I don't know yet. And then after that will be Grimlock, his campaign for Transformers Devastation. And after that, we have to find another game, or we do Ascension on that one instead. And then we'll do the 5-character all campaign together for Transformers Devastation, and then just not only end off Hardcorian, but have a nice, the project's finally done, And in terms of God of War, like the only one I want to do left is just Ascension. That's it. So yeah, I don't really plan on doing God of War 4, but it can happen. I don't plan on doing God of War 5, but it can happen. So I'm not going to say that's off the table, but just don't consider it an option, basically. No. Consider it an option, but don't consider it that it's going to happen. Don't be like, oh yeah, it's definitely going to happen. Don't get too excited about it. It's probably not going to. God of War 4 is... I think it's fucking boring. I think it's fucking boring, but that's me. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed all of God of War Ghost of Sparta on God difficulty. And I'll see you all for my next guide. I've got nothing really going on my main channel right now currently. I mean, there's plenty of stuff you can go find, like Mario Party and all that other stuff on there, of course, but for me, I got nothing else really. I'm just going to be focusing on Hardcorian for just a little bit longer, and then I'll be taking probably another big break after that. So, thank you for watching, and yeah, so take care, everybody.